Good morning. Hello out there to everyone on this beautiful Saturday, September the 21st, 2019. I am going to give you all a little bit of what my next video is going to be about. This really is going to be a very interesting subject. It's something that is very interesting to me, and I spent many years thinking on this subject, and I want to share it with you. The subject is about death, and I know a lot of people don't want to talk about death, but death is a part of life, and that is a part of life. It's hard, yes, for most people, probably everyone. It is hard, but it's a reality that we all need to think about and we all need to face. I know, you know what, I'm gonna do this video like this. This is my experience. This is my opinions. This is my views of things. This is what I believe in. This is all the things that my gut intuition has revealed to me, showing me, and giving me revelation and knowledge on to discuss this topic with you, and only sharing what my experiences are. And I respect everybody else's opinions, their views, their thoughts, their experiences, whatever it is. I respect anyone's views. So let me talk about this subject and just giving you a preview of what's coming up next in my video. My video will be coming up maybe, I don't know, this weekend or very soon in the future. And the subject is, I believe death is an illusion. And there has been evidence out there that suggests that death isn't the end. And I'm beginning to believe that more and more and more in my life as I'm growing to my higher and greater self, becoming my God consciousness being, coming intuitive with my gut intuition, experience with the 7 major chakras at the same, especially when I got up to my heart chakra, when revelation began to come more open and more enlightened. And I was given more and more knowledge and revelation, especially when I got to my 3rd eye chakra, when the illuminations, it's like bam, everything opening all the way up to my crown chakra. That's my spiritual center and enlightenment. So it took me years. Let me tell you, it took me years to come to the place that I am now. I fear death. I was taught that death was horrible. I taught that death was the end of living, of life. I was taught that, and I stayed fearful from a very young child all the way up till a year ago. But when I finally got to the higher place of knowing my higher self, my purpose, and the reason why my divine source, my God, my creator, has sent me to this earth with an assignment to help and edify, encourage, and motivate, to help people to grow into their higher and greater self. I finally found my purpose in life, and I finally found me. I finally learned how to love me. I finally learned how to have a relationship with me. I learned how to accept me and to deal with me, because I'm no longer living in my lower density or my ego. Because now I'm understanding the worldly side and the worldly pleasures of the part of me that I was introduced into, that I lived through all my life, is trying to please me, trying to do the things that please other people, that ego side. But I learned as I continue now to let go, to learn to put the ego in its place, and begin to crucify the ego, and begin to allow my soul consciousness to lead and guide me, and my divine source, my greater, higher power, has shown me who I am. I know my purpose, and I no longer fear death. I have a peace with life. I have a peace within myself. I have peace with the people that I come involved with in my life, because my mind and my soul has been illuminated. Now, let me get back to where this whole thing is leading to. And I'm going to tell you a story of what made me truly begin to think about this. I remember when I was much younger, in my younger age and stages of my life. This way before I even knew anything about spirituality, my spiritual awakening, this spiritual journey that I'm on today. Before I knew that there was a higher and greater good, my God consciousness. I was born in Christianity. I was raised in Christianity with pastors, a mom and dad, with ministers in my family that taught about Christianity and the Christian faith. And that's all I knew. So this is what I raised my family on, my children. This is what I taught them. I passed it along to my children. I didn't know about spirituality and the universe and the nature and grounding with nature and my higher consciousness state of being, my soul consciousness. I didn't know anything. But 20 some years ago, I was sitting at the table with my children. I had 3 children. And this was a part of our daily routine. We would have to do our daily devotions. We could not go without sitting down in front of the Bible, sitting down and having a devotion, discussing what the Bible was showing us. And we missed a day, you better believe it, we made it up the next day. For how many times that we missed it during that week, we had to make it all up. And I set my kids down and I told them we got to go through this Bible and we have to study it. And we have to have devotion. They got opportunity to express their thoughts and their opinions, and I got to express my thoughts and opinions, and I elaborated on them to give them more revelation and knowledge and wisdom and understanding to what I really thought then was the blueprint and the guide for our lives. But I've been on my spiritual awakening and this spiritual journey now for almost 5 years, and I'm totally coming to see that the Bible is more of a blueprint pointing us to our higher and conscious state of being. I don't think that the Bible is more like a Christian walk or movement as we were taught in our churches through our pastors and leaders in the church and our faith that we believe in, and through our Christianity faith. The Bible, it shows us our higher conscious state of mind. And I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to tell you why I'm saying all of this. That one particular time, me and my children were sitting in devotion. And this one particular day, I was reading. And as I was reading the Bible and reading that devotion, at that point, somewhere my son would looked at me and he gave me this strange look, and I'm still reading. And he was like, finally he just, Mom, he said, what's wrong with you? And I just like, what you mean, what's wrong with me? Mama, that's not you talking. And I had no idea what he was saying to me. I didn't have any idea why he was addressing me in that way. But he said, Mama, you got an accent. You're not talking like you're supposed to talk. And I did not realize it. I did not recognize it, that my voice had went from what I've known, from what I have always taught. It had changed. And I was speaking this fluent accent. I don't know what language or accent or dialect that it was, but it was not what I normally would speak. And it puzzled him. He said, but Mom, this is not you speaking. You're speaking foreign. You're speaking in a different language, Mama. You're speaking, I'm hearing the English, but your accent is different. And I thought on it. And I looked at it and I was like, yes, I am. And I don't know why. And I don't know how to stop it. And I tried and pull myself away from that and pull myself back into the language that we all knew and I always taught, but it wouldn't come. And I spent several days with that accent. Not knowing that at that time, that was my first experiment on my spiritual awakening. That had to be my first experiment, and I did not know anything about my God's consciousness, my higher self, my greater self. I didn't know anything about me being authentic. I didn't know anything about my spirituality side. I didn't know anything because Christianity had me. They had me on that level that Christian faith was the only thing that we were supposed to be taught, that we were always supposed to be experimenting, that we were all supposed to be sharing with other people. That was all I knew. That was my life. And I taught that. I even was a preacher and I preached that. I taught that. I witnessed in the streets. I witnessed that faith. And that's all I knew. I knew nothing about the soul consciousness. I lived in my ego state. That's where I was born, in my lower density. But when I realized that today, that was truly my first experiment of my consciousness higher good. And I was awakening. He was trying to awaken me. But I wasn't ready. Destiny, you're not ready for this. You're too deep still yet out there with your Christian walk and your beliefs. I want to take you to a higher place, but you got to let your ego go. And I wasn't willing to let my ego go because that's all I was comfortable with. That's all I ever known. That's all I ever believed in. That's all I ever was around and experimenting. That's all I ever opened my eyes and my mind and my heart and my beliefs to. Of all the things that someone was teaching me, whether my pastor or my parents or me reading the Bible, but I wasn't ready. So I'm saying that now because that's been over 20 years ago. But within this year, somewhere around January, I ran into that experiment again after 20 some years. And I'm a teacher and I was in a classroom, normally, teaching like I teach. And this accent would just hit me. And I was like, and I ignored it for a while. I was like, what is this? I'm got this accent and I'm stuttering with words and it's like I could not get my English properly like I was supposed to. And I was like, okay. And then another experiment would come up and another time it happened again. And it happened again. Now it's like when I'm speaking out, this accent would just like take control. And that's when it hit me. Wow, I have been there before. I've had that experiment before. 20 years ago, I remember sitting around at the table with my children, having a devotion, and that accent came and took over me. And it stayed with me for several days. And now it's back. So now I'm fully awakened. I am fully absolutely in tune now with my higher self and my greater consciousness self and with my creator, with my divine source, with the universe, because the universe would send signs and signals, synchronicities, all kinds of things now was pointing me and let me know, hey, it's time truly now to wake up. You'll sleep now after my first experiment for 20 some years. It's time to wake up. I'm trying to tell you that you're not from this place. I'm trying to tell you that you have a foreign land that you're from. I'm trying to show you that you're not a part of all of this. This is not you. You came here. And I believe now that I have been here before. I don't know how many lives I have been here, but I've been here before. And I'm a different person than probably I was here before. I'm a different person. And for me to get here, I had to evolve. I had to transcend from one place to this place. And that comes with death. That comes with dying of who you are so you can go in to become something or someone else that the Creator has for you, another assignment in another time. So I'm saying that now because I fear not death, because death is not the end. Death is not the end of lives. Death is not the end. Our life goes on and on and on. And I truly now believe that. And I do not fear that, because the Bible lets me know, even though we walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. He was with me all the time. He was in me. He's my God, constant state. He lives in me. The kingdom of heaven is in me. God is in me. I am God consciousness. I fear no evil. Why am I supposed to fear death? Death is a part of life. It's a part of who I am. Every time I die, I come back again, and I grow into another being, to another place where He wants to put me, to a higher person, a higher state of mind and being, so I can move into the next place that He has for me, so I can carry on the assignment that He has given me to carry out in this, into this universe. So that's what's coming. That's just a little highlight. That's it. That is what's coming. And the topic again, I believe death is an illusion. I no longer fear death, because I know that we have to, and I got to speak for myself. I know that with my study, with my growing into my higher self, I know now for me to go into my next and greater state of being, I have to die to who I am, so I can become a whole new person, a whole new light, a whole new being, so I can evolve, and so I can reach a whole new state of people. Anyway, stay tuned. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very deep. It's going to be a lot of revelation and knowledge, and it's all going to be about my experiences. I'm only going to talk about me. So I'm sharing what I have experienced. So on that note, stay tuned. Destiny will be back when she get it all ready, and if Creator and my God say, hey, go for it, girl, it's time to let it go, I'll be ready. I'm letting you know it is okay. When you die, you don't die to stay in that place where you never return unless you resist. Death is evolving. Life is evolving. So go and live. Fear not. Because your greater, higher self, your God consciousness will always be with you. Even though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For my God, my higher consciousness, my state of higher being will always be with me, because it's inside of me. The kingdom of God is in me. It's coming. It's going to be good. I love you, and you will see me at the next video, and I will be ready to bring this topic. Have a great day. Namaste.